Didn't Sinatra send his car today for Tony?
No, it was busy. He was busy.
Oh, I thought Frank was coming, the chairman of the board, to meet the director of communications or something like that.
You tried to save that one from the fire, but it was pretty bad.
Yes, my child.
3rd and 4 when play resumes.
You still this morning? I'm clean.
Murphy walking off the field, holding his helmet. May have just got his bell rung there. Brian Murphy, another two-way performer for the Eagles. There you see Coach Roger Grove on the right side walking off with Murphy. Well, 3rd and 4 call coming up. Back shifting. Kelly and Poston in the open set behind Talbot. And he decides to keep it himself, and he is not going to get the first down. Great defensive play there that time by number 88 of the Norristown Eagles, Brian Riquette. Good defense that time. Instead of going to Kelly or Poston, Talbot decided to keep it himself. No running room, so Vikings will be forced to punt deep in their territory.
With 6 minutes and 16 seconds left.
It is scary. You know, Jeff was saying just a few moments ago, when you see this 2-point game, it's never a breather with Upper Merion and Norristown.
Right. As you guys mentioned in the pregame, the last 3 games have been decided in the last 10 seconds by less than 3 points.
You were close. Those numbers did not jive. And a block punt. It's going to be fielded by Upper Merion, and the Eagles are going to regain possession on the 5-yard line.
We couldn't see who got their hands in there, but it looks like it's going to be placed inside the 5 on, I guess, the 4, as you said.
And this is the first time, Tony, I have seen the crowd come alive here at Norristown's Roosevelt Field.
And once again, it's a capacity crowd, and it is beginning to really make a lot of noise here.
Well, I'll tell you, if the Eagles can punch it into the end zone here, get the touchdown, they've all but got this game won. A bold statement, but 5 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Well,
time's on the Eagles' side, and
exactly.
Also the ball's in deep in Upper Merion's end.
Well, let's see what happens. They're going to come out right now. They have 1st and goal to go with a ball on the 4.
And the Eagles defense has just been coming up with a big play over and over again. Jacques Rochette bulls his way to the 2-yard line.
Down to the 2. 2nd and 2. If in fact they score, it will have to certainly take some of the starch out of the sails of the Vikings.
Oh, boy.
You like that?
I'll tell you, I did not have that one in my cliche book. I'm going to add that after the game.
I'll give you that. That'll be a cliche gift for the holiday season.
I can carry that over to basketball. Let me get Bill Werkheiser down here. We'll pass this along. They give to Rochette once again. Rochette piled.
Right.
I don't know. He might not have picked up any yardage that time.
And this is, as we've always talked about, this is one of the toughest areas in the field to get yardage in.
Everyone on the defense knows what you're going to be trying to do here. And generally the Eagles, they always give to Jacques Rochette up the middle, or Frank Asano will try to keep it.
Yes.
And we've seen this season quite a few occasions where Norristown has not been able to pound it in from within the 5-yard line because of the predictability. Just once I'd like to see perhaps maybe Casano rolling out and keeping himself, or maybe a pitch out of the backfield.
It will be interesting to see. I don't know, with the confidence that they seem to have in Casano's arms, in Casano's arm.
He has 2 of them.
Yes, he does have 2.
One for the game.
They only care about one of them, though. I have a feeling that they may do some sort of a fake and just see if he can pop that little pass in right over the heads.
Yeah.
Although I will say this, I'm certain that the Vikings are giving his arm an awful lot of leeway. He's a very dangerous man with that ball. Well, we'll see what happens. Right now, I'm not quite sure. I guess it's an Upper Merion timeout on the field?
No, Eagles.
Eagles timeout. Okay.
Okay, Coach Roger Grove coming to the sidelines now.
All right.
Big play.
First and goal with a ball on about
the 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
And they give it to Casano, keeps it himself, runs into the end zone. And Tony, that's exactly what we just got done saying. I'm going to pat myself on the back this time for once.
Yes, I'll actually pat you on the back a little bit too, because you called that play exactly the way it should be.
And Frank Casano has done that all year long. He's the surprise element for them.
It's been a one-man show almost here. Frank Casano for the offense, and then a team effort on the defense. So, Jeff, the turnover plaguing Upper Merion this time. First of all, Eagles defense coming up big on a 3rd and 3 situation, stopping Rich Talbot deep in the territory, in Vikings territory, and then, of course, blocking the punt, leading to the touchdown. Ron Minge's extra point is good. So 4:29 left to go in this contest. The Eagles are now up on top, 21-12, courtesy of Frank Casano's 2-yard touchdown run. Taking a quick look at this series, how it stands so far. First battle way back in 1942. It must have been a boring one. Norristown and Upper Merion, a scoreless tie. Then the series became an annual event back in 1956. Eagles dominated the early years, winning the first 6 battles, but then pretty much Upper Merion started taking control. From 1967 through 1978, the Eagles only managed to win 1 time out of 12 battles. And then, of course, 79, the 13-7 upset, and the Eagles started turning the corner. Last year, Upper Merion prevailed 14-13, where they scored the go-ahead touchdown with about 1.5 minutes left in the game, and Ron Minges missed in a field goal attempt with about 5 seconds remaining, which would have given the Eagles the win. Squib kick this time, fielded by one of the upmen for the Vikings. Has some running room. Finally, down and around the 42-yard line. The ball is loose. Eagles recover.
Absolutely incredible. Norristown High recovers the fumble. That time it was number 42 on the run back, Jim Doherty, and Doherty just turned the ball over. I can't believe it. It's the biggest thing in this ball game, the turnovers.
That's it. Everything has come apart here for the Vikings in the 4th quarter.
And I think the Vikings can kiss Thanksgiving goodbye for 1984. Only 4 minutes left to go in this ball game. Norristown High up by 9 points, and the Eagles with the ball back. I can't believe that. Crucial turnovers. Can't win the ball game if you can't keep possession of the ball.
The give is to Van James. He fumbles. Frank Casano there to fall on it. It's loose again, though. And Upper Merion recovers. So they giveth and they taketh away, right?
That's right. They give it and they take it away. Unbelievable. Van James gets popped at the line of scrimmage, coughs the ball up. Frank Casano tries to fall on it, squibs under his stomach, and Upper Merion comes up with the ball and a golden opportunity. Well, heck, hey, they picked up 9 yards on the play or so on that run back.
Well, still, Upper Merion has to get in there. They need a touchdown and a field goal to win this ball game, so they've got to get moving quickly here. Only 3:38 to go.
Talbot the pass.
Good catch by Rich Kelly on the sidelines. Kelly was completely covered that time by Luther, Harling, Andy Town. Even Brooke Bugg was back there, but Gene Hill was back there, but still Kelly managed to come down with the reception.
I'll tell you, Alan, that is a big play. Rich Kelly's his primary receiver. Well, he's only completed 2 passes today.
Those
are both of them.
Yeah. And I was going to say, and of course the other one was for the touchdown, 27 yards out in the 3rd quarter. But I was going to say, Upper Merion needs to get on the board quickly, and it doesn't look promising with their weak passing attack.
I'll tell you, they've certainly dispelled that thought with only 3:21 to go. They're very quickly up. He's back to pass again. They go to Russ Poston on the left flank. He's got some blocking out in front. He's got the left sideline. Poston's still going. He's down to the 5-yard line. Finally dragged out of bounds by Norristown High's Luther Harling. 2 huge plays by Upper Merion. The first, the long pass to Kelly. They go to the flanking pass. They set up the screen beautifully with Russ Poston. And now they've got first and 5 from the... Oh, let's make it 1st and goal from the 6.
Okay, we'll make it that. But give credit on that last play to Andy Town. Andy Town was the only Eagles defender between Russ Poston and the goal line. Poston tried to give him a little stutter step move. Andy Town held his ground, and finally he got the assist from Gene Hill to force him out of bounds. Kelly stopped at the 5-yard line. And the Eagles defense has to hold him here.
And so many times this year we've seen the Norristown High defense tighten up when the opposition gets within the 10-yard line. We've seen goal line stands, even beginning with first and 1 from the 1. We've seen the Norristown High defense become like a stone wall down there towards the goal line.
Well, that's where the Eagles beef up front, and their strength really helps you, because everyone knows they're going to be running the ball right into your strength, and they've just got to get down low and try to hold them here. 2nd and 5, but the Eagles do have a 9-point lead.
They go to Kelly this time in the backfield. Brought down by Mike Taylor, number 54. That's a huge play by Mike Taylor. Drops Kelly in the backfield, and that is something that folks have not been able to do this year. Kelly, a man who averages more than 8 yards a carry. With 2:17 left to go, Upper Merion knocking on Norristown's door, but they're still at the 6-yard line after 2 consecutive plays, which had really no negligible gain. Had any negligible gain. No negligible would be a double negative. Back to football. Talbot to Kelly on the right side. He's got some blocking out front. He stops short. Crushed out of bounds by Mike Taylor, who comes up big again for Norristown High. Taylor and Vance Fisher in there. And now what do you do? Well, first thing you do is you call a timeout, and that's what Steve Shine has just done.
Mike Taylor, 2 consecutive outstanding defensive plays, and I mean, he didn't stop the guy. He really put on a vicious hit each occasion.
Oh, my. We've got 1:53 left to go, and now the clock has become Upper Merion's worst enemy. Down by 9 points. They had 2 big plays to get themselves right into scoring position, and now they've been unable to capitalize. Now, if you're Steve Shine, Alan, what do you call now? You've just gone to your bread and butter player, Rich Kelly, twice in a row. He's been stopped twice in a row for no gain. What do? Do you go back to him? Do you pass the ball? Do you go to your tight end over the middle? What do you do?
I would not pass the ball, definitely. I would pitch out to Kelly coming out of the backfield, because Poston has not been able to get any running room, and you're this close trying to bull your way over. Even if you're Russ Poston, you picked up 890 yards coming into the game. I don't think you can do it. But I think if you've got Kelly, and you notice the ball is over on the right hash mark.
I would pitch to the left.
Kelly left, they has plenty of running room.
Exactly. That is exactly what I would say. They've got the far side of the field to go to. They can pitch to the left, let Kelly use his speed to the outside and turn the corner for the touchdown. That's what they've got to do. Now, of course, they'll do something totally different, but that doesn't make any difference. That's what they've got to do.
Minute 53 left. Kelly's lined up on the right side, Poston on the left. Talbot rolling out, he's going in the air. They throw to Kelly, catches it, touchdown.
Well, we were wrong there. They went to the air. I thought perhaps they might decide at 3rd and 5. They had tried Rich Kelly 3 times in a row to no effect. This time they go back to the air. Only the 3rd complete pass of the day for Talbot and his 2nd touchdown completion of the day.
And all 3 completions, 4 completions he's had today. 1 to Poston, 3 to Kelly.
That's right.
Gutsy call by Coach Steve Shine of the Vikings. I think, as we discussed, we definitely didn't consider that as an option. And I think Norristown's defense, that was the last thing on their mind, too.
I'll tell you, right there was the Norristown coverage all around. Talbot just put the ball in the right place at the right time. Kelly was there to bring it down and keep at least 1 foot in bounds, which is all you need in high school and college football to have a complete reception. So we'll go for the extra point. They're going to kick it, of course. An extra point here would bring them within 2. It doesn't matter whether they get 1 or 2 here. They still need a field goal to win the game.
But this extra point is critical. Here you go.
No good.
No good.
No good. Oh, my. Now, there's 2 big plays.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to add that critical part, because now you're looking at you need a field goal to tie, a touchdown to win. I'll guarantee you we have an onside kick coming up.
I'll tell you, that's 2 extra points missed by Upper Merion today.
They could have been in a position to easily win this game with a field goal. And
well, you figure they missed 2 extra points and a 2-point conversion. That adds up to 4. They could be ahead in this ball game.
True. You know, Upper Merion specialty teams have been awful all day today. You go back in the first quarter, a matter of fact, twice they botched the kickoff returns, ended up starting drives deep in their own possession. They had a punt block. Here, they missed their 2nd extra point attempt of the day. Kelly fair catching a punt in the 2nd quarter and taking the ball on his own 3-yard line instead of letting it bounce in the end zone. So it's been one costly mental mistake after another, and that's kind of surprising, but you pointed out in the pre-game show that the key to this ball game would be which team made fewer turnovers, and that they could not afford, especially on Norristown's part, the mental mistakes.
Well, I think that's what's given Norristown the advantage in this ball game. The turnovers and the mental mistakes, just as you just said, made by Upper Merion. Back deep.
I'm surprised, no onside kick.
covered by Billy Evans, number 11, and that's the smart thing to do. Sit on the ball. Don't try and pick it up and run with it. Sit on it. We've got a minute 49 left to go. Norristown take over at their own 22-yard line.
Boy, I'll tell you, Upper Merion's putting a lot of faith in their defense. A minute and 49, that's a lot of time when you consider you have a couple timeouts remaining. But still, the Eagles, if they can pound out maybe 2 first downs here, they can easily salt away this victory.
If you're Norristown, you wrap both arms around the ball when you carry it. You don't want to cough the ball up.
And we don't have to remind any fan of the Norristown Eagles, they do have a tendency to cough up the ball.
Oh, we just saw that with Van James on the last series. Jacques Richette. Richette picks his way for about 2 yards. And that time you could see Jacques' primary objective was to protect the football. We've got 1:17 left to go. The clock is still running. And Upper Merion's already used at least 1 timeout here in the second half. Of course, you have 3 each half.
Bobby Carson coming in from the sidelines with the play, number 81.
We're under a minute, folks, here remaining in this Thanksgiving Day game, and still the crowd is absolutely silent. It's incredible. Cassano on the bootleg. Well, they try to strip the ball from him, but he holds on.
But they did force him out of bounds, stopping the clock.
That's absolutely right. They got him out of bounds at the 25-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down. And, 8 yards to go for the first. We've got 47 seconds to play. Norristown ahead, 21-18. And I just can't believe that this crowd is not excited. The Upper Merion side's not cheering their defense on. The Norristown side sitting here passively. Perhaps one of the largest crowds I've ever seen, but also one of the less active crowds I've ever seen in a Thanksgiving Day game.
I remember it just dawned on me somewhere around early in the 3rd quarter that it was just so quiet here. And it's really a shocker because generally this game and the Bishop Kendrick affair are probably the biggest ones on the Norristown schedule, and generally the fans are the most vocal on these occasions. I don't know, maybe they're planning a great Thanksgiving Day dinner.
I don't know. Maybe everybody has something better to go to after this. I don't know.
Either that or they're all dreading the traffic situation.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun.
And if you're watching this game and it took you an hour and 15 minutes to get home, you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
Yes, if you haven't seen this game because we started broadcasting at 1:30 and you were still in traffic, you know what we're talking about.
Down this way.
Oh, over there. Nice.
They go to Van James off the right side. James stacked up right at the line of scrimmage, no gain. So it'll be 4th down for Norristown High and a timeout called by Upper Merion to stop the clock with 42 seconds left to go. So Jeff Detweiler will come back in to punt the ball for the final time this year for Norristown High, hopefully.
And Jeff Detweiler, who's come in and done a good job. 2 good coffin corner kicks. He's punted 3 times since replacing Frank Cassano. Cassano, as we said, normally handling the punting chores for the Eagles, but due to a hip injury, which forced him to the sidelines briefly in the 3rd quarter, he is strictly playing at quarterback now and has relinquished that role as the Eagles punter.
And of course, we've got 42 seconds to go here. Very crucial what happens on this punt. Upper Merion's going to have time to get off a few plays. They could come back and win this ball game, or perhaps tie it with a field goal. While we've got a free second or two, of course, we want to thank again the Norristown Area School District for bringing you this broadcast. Mr. Tony Coya directing and producing today and also helping out with the play-by-play. Camera people, Kyle Vereen, Andre Wills, Sherry Sandler, Sari Heitner, and, of course, Dan Coughlin, who also helped us out with the spotting in this ball game. And congratulations to Poochie Johnson, who was crowned the 1984-85 homecoming queen here at Norristown High School. Detweiler back to punt for the Eagles.
Good snap.
A relatively good kick.
Taking a bounce. And Kelly, daring, fields it. Good play by Kelly. He was trying to break something there and try to catch Norristown off guard.
He certainly paid the price. Bill Angelucci in there for Norristown High. With the initial hit, now the ball's at midfield, the 50-yard line. You've got 50 yards to go in 32 seconds. I'll tell you, these games are never dull.
Never.
They're never over till the last minute. Clock is running now. Upper Merion, I don't know if they realize the clock is running. They've got 23 seconds left to go. They've got to get out there on the field.
And for the first time, Jeff, the crowd is actually getting into this game. 16 seconds left to go. Talbot dropping back.
And he's sacked with 7 seconds to go. The clock is still running. There's a flag on the play. Clock is stopped with 5 seconds to go. That time, Norristown defense sacks Rich Talbot, knocks him for a 4-yard loss. We've got a flag on the play. 5 seconds to go, folks. Time enough for one more play here.
And need we remind anyone of the 1980 Classic here?
I'll tell you, we all know only 4 seconds is all you need to get a touchdown and win the ball game.
The Scott Livingston Hail Mary pass to Tyler Smith at the edge of the end zone.
And the officials discussing the flag, telling the players to get to their respective sides of the field. Okay, apparently there was no penalty on the, yes there was. A 15-yard penalty against Norristown.
Pass interference they're calling on the Eagles.
So with 5 seconds to go, the clock is now running. They've got to get the snap off. They do. This is the last play. Rich Talbot goes up deep. Nothing. Ball game. Oh no! Oh no! Flag on the play.
Pass interference on the Eagles.
There's no time left. They're going to call pass interference on the bump. Oh yes, they are.
And you cannot end the game on a penalty. Vikings will have one more chance and the ball at the 6-yard line.
Oh, absolutely
if that
incredible.
Is the call.
I'm sure that's got to be it. There was a bump down there between the receiver and one of the Norristown defenders.
I believe Gene Hill.
It certainly did not look like interference. It looked like they just happened to collide. They were both running for the ball. The official was late on the flag, threw it up in the air. I really don't think that was pass interference.
No, I think it was a bad call that time because when the ball is free like that, the defender has every bit as much of a right to go for the interception as the receiver to go for the reception.
Oh,
and I think it was incidental contact.
I certainly don't like that call, and I'm sure Roger Grove of the Norristown High Squad doesn't. Now we've got no time on the clock.
Correction. I had said that the ball would be at the 6. I forgot this is high school. They just moved it forward 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, so it will be on the 23-yard line. And this is it.
Timeout Norristown. Roger Grove has called timeout. The ball's at the 22-yard line, folks. Upper Merion has now one play. As Alan mentioned, you cannot end the game on a defensive penalty, so Norristown will have to set up their defense one more time. And I'll tell you, if Upper Merion pulls this out, it's going to be a big, huge furor.
I know I said all through this game that 3 of the last 5 battles have been decided in the last 9 seconds, but no time on the clock. This is ridiculous.
Absolutely incredible. So Norristown High, Coach Roger Grove out there talking to his fellas. They want to win this ball game. They should win it. They deserve to win it. They've played well enough here today. Upper Merion's made the crucial mistakes. Here you go, Alan. For the first time in the game, the crowd getting into the ball game with a chant of defense. Everyone, absolutely everyone on their feet here at Roosevelt Field.
As I say, this one's for the money. Luther Harling playing the deep safety position.
They're going to go for a field goal. They're going for the field goal and the tie ball game.
That's it.
It's going to be a 40-yard field goal attempt.
47.
It's down. It's up. It's good. Oh, my goodness. A 40-yard field goal. A 40-yard field goal, a tie game. The final score is 21-21. Absolutely unbelievable.
No, just another chapter in the Norristown Upper Merion Wars.
I'll tell you.
Thanks to 2 costly and 1 questionable pass interference call,
if the
Vikings come out here, don't go for the touchdown, instead go for the tie.
If you're oh, there's a fight on the field. Oh no, oh no. Oh, you don't like to see that.
And now what's worse, you have some moronic fans coming out of the stands thinking they can join into the fracas. And we will be back in just a moment for the wrap-up of this exciting ball game. Who is it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you came to Roosevelt Field here on a nice chilly afternoon on Thanksgiving morning, you certainly got your money's worth as Norristown and Upper Merion battled to a 21-all tie. What more can we say? Jim Koresko lines up for a 40-yard field goal and nails it with no time left on the clock. And the Eagles only found themselves in that position due to, one, a personal foul call and a late hit, and then secondly, another questionable interception with no time left, or questionable call with no time left on the clock. This one, a pass interference, which moved the ball downfield 15 further yards, setting up the field goal.
Well, I tell you, if you're Norristown High, you've got to be absolutely crushed. To lose a ball game that way, a game that you dominated because of Upper Merion's massive mistakes and Norristown's ability to capitalize on those mistakes, and then for Norristown High to come in here and lose the ball game on a penalty call that, as you say, was at best questionable. Because that
I think it was an incidental contact.
Like incidental contact, it's exactly right. They moved the ball up another 15 yards, and of course time had run out, but you can't end the ball game on a defensive penalty.
Exactly.
It means they get time to set up for one more play, and Koresko lines up for a 40-yard field goal. Absolutely incredible that he kicked that field goal. How many high school guys can kick a 40-yard field goal?
And I think everyone in the stands was kind of shocked because I think they all figured they're going to go for the touchdown. And then suddenly they came out and booted the field goal, which I don't know. I wonder about the Norristown defense if they originally thought it was going to be going for broke time. But what an exciting finish. You know, they say getting a tie ball game is like kissing your sister, but if you're an Upper Merion fan, you could not ask for a possibly better situation than this one, with Koresko booting a 40-yarder as time expires. Meanwhile, let's go back to this ball game. Really, if you had to name an MVP on the offense, I'd have to say Frank Cassano, because really he was the Norristown offense today on a day when their rushing attack could not get on track. And defensively, I give it to the team because they did a wonderful job no matter what the end results were.
I absolutely agree with you. And Norristown High has nothing to be ashamed of in this ball game, a tie ball game for them. They finished their season with a fine record, as they almost always do. Coach Roger Grove had another fine season as
9-3 or 8-3-1 season.
That's right, and you know, it's a good finish for them. Upper Merion, of course, as you say, they're really the winners here today because they should have gone out of the Roosevelt Field losers today.
Let me correct myself for one moment. Norristown's record now with this tie, they finished the season 7-3-1. Upper Merion finishing it at 8-2-1. And Jeff, once again, it comes down to those final seconds. So now we've had 4 of the last 6 ball games have been decided with 9 seconds or less remaining on the clock. 5 of the last 6 have been decided by 6 points or less. What more could you ask for? And yet the fans here today seem like they were asleep in the stands.
Absolutely incredible ball game, and I guess we're just going to have to come to expect this from year to year from between Norristown High and Upper Merion. It certainly is not a ball game dominated by any one team anymore.
That's true. And what more? Norristown defensively today, they did a good job. They stopped Russ Poston. He was really ineffective. Rich Talbot, not a real good quarterback as far as taking to the air, but when he needed the critical passes, he came through. 2 touchdown passes to Rich Kelly, putting Upper Merion on the board. And, of course, the Norristown offense, Jacques Rochette, relatively quiet afternoon. Same with Van James. Frank Cassano, a 1-yard bootleg. The big play, I thought, coming into this second half was Luther Harling's interception return for a score late in the second quarter, which originally gave Norristown the big lead, but unfortunately they couldn't hold on.
I absolutely agree. Well, it was a fine ball game. We certainly enjoyed it, and I'm sure you folks at home enjoyed it. We've enjoyed bringing you all the Norristown High home football games this year.
And, of course, we're going to be back for basketball season in just a matter of weeks with Bill Werkheiser joining us, and thankfully basketball inside a little warmer. I can deal with that.
That's right.
And we'd like to thank all the folks that helped us out on camera today. Of course, Sherry Sandler, Sari Heichner, Dan Coughlin, and
Kyle Vereen and Andre Wills, and of course Mr. Tony Koya, who produced and directed our show, helped us out all year long with play-by-play assistance, and of course Sam Galbraith for his help during the year. And all of this, all the credits go to the Norristown Area School District.
Without them.
That's right, for bringing you all these games.
And of course, it's been 5 years since we're doing them. We started 5 years ago, 1979, Upper Merion's Field on a Thanksgiving Day battle. What a way to come back. It's a full circle time 5 years later.
Okay, we'll see you for Norristown High basketball coming up this winter. Don't forget, plenty of great programming on your Norristown High cable channel. For Alan Riley, I'm Jeff Brandon. Thanks for being with us.